Hello, thank you all for tuning into the Showverse. I'm your host, Kylie McHenry, and today I'll be interviewing Daisy Paige. She is the author of the book Unexpected Moments. Hi, Daisy. Thank you so much again for coming onto the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
And again, for those that see the unedited, I was an idiot and I forgot to hit record the first time, so we had almost the entire interview already. Ah!
That's okay. It gave me a warm up.
It did. I do random off the ball questions. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Daisy?
Yes, I live in Texas, where I've lived all my whole life. I moved away from my hometown, but every 4 years, I always get some sort of tragedy or trauma that always brings me back home. So I feel like I'm meant to be here with family and friends, and this is home, and it always will be.
Today we are talking about your book, which is out on Amazon and other networks. Links will be in the description below, but can you tell us a little bit about your novel?
Yes, it's unexpected moments. It's my life story. It's a little different than most autobiographies. It starts before I was born, so still kind of catching that way. Lets you know all about me before I was even born. Um, but I talk about my own traumas that God brought me through, and everything happens for a reason to make you stronger. And I believe it made me stronger to handle multiple system atrophy, which is the disorder that I have. It's a neurological disease that breaks down your body's autoimmune system. The things that you don't have to think about, like breathing, your circulatory system, digesting, stuff like that, it just stops. And it starts with mobility. So now I'm in a wheelchair. And the prognosis of this disorder is about 5 to 7 years. And I'm just about to enter my fifth year. So I'm still fighting as hard as I can. And I'm going to continue fighting till the day I die.
Is there any sort of updates for the doctors? Like, do they give you more of a life expectancy, or are they like hopeful with some of the treatments, or like what's going on with all that?
Well, unfortunately, every clinical trial I've applied to, I was declined because I'm far too progressed to do the trials. But no, the act of Parkinson's Act just passed. Do you know about that? Michael J. Fox just passed an act for Parkinson, and MSA is going to fall under that umbrella. So we're hoping that that opens up some new things for MSA.
Oh, that would be great. And
Yes,
again, can you tell us a little bit about the charity that you're that's in the QR code that's at the top for the interview?
yes, it's a mission MSA. They're a charity to work with caregivers, researchers, and patients to give them what they need and support, and as well as finding a cure. That's the main goal, is to find a cure and create awareness, because not many people know about this disease. 4 out of every 100,000 people are diagnosed with it in the U.S., so that's really rare. And I like to say that if something's going to happen, I'm going to do it good.
Is it like I was reading about it? I think more people are misdiagnosed that they might have the disease, but like people don't know about it until it's like
Yes,
further on.
that's why it's so rare. Because even me, I was first diagnosed with Parkinson's, which meaning most people are diagnosed with Parkinson's. And if it's like Parkinson's, I describe it as Parkinson's and ALS have a baby, because it's really more rapid, or really fast progressive, more progressive than Parkinson's is. My stepmom's husband has Parkinson's, so she is a nurse, and she kind of has been the front line for Parkinson's and MSA now. And so when I was first diagnosed with Parkinson's, she was like, "This is not Parkinson's. This is no way. You're progressing too rapidly."
Wow. Well, I'm just glad that they were able to at least catch what was going on. It's just so sorry that you and your family are having to deal with all this, but at least they at least know, and knowing's a lot better than not, in my opinion. Not necessarily condolence, but at least, you know what's going on.
Yeah, mine too. And we have MSA Crusaders to hopefully bring more awareness to the front lines, because if people catch our show, they're going to learn from. We've interviewed board directors, we've interviewed doctors, we interviewed therapists to kind of bring more awareness to MSA. That's our goal.
And in your novel, it was forwarded by Kirk Cameron. Can you tell us a little
Yes.
bit about that
Yes,
experience?
I met Kirk Cameron after I was diagnosed, and I also I'll start with I was a he was a big crush to me growing up. I had his posters plastered all over my walls, and I wrote him a letter and asked for his autographed picture when I was a kid, and he never wrote me back. So when we went and met him, I was a VIP guest, and we had questions and answers, and I said, I would just like to know, why did you never write me back? That really hurt me. I swore all posters off my walls. He said, I'll make it up to you tonight. Well, he did. He made it up to me by writing a beautiful foreword from it, because I talked to him about my life story, and I said, I'm supposed to let my story be told. He said, well, how do you expect to do that? I said, I really don't know. I don't know what to do. He said, maybe you should write a book. So I never even thought about writing a book. He said, here's my email address. Write a book. Keep me updated, and I'm going to help you to get your story out to the world. So he wrote this beautiful foreword from a book. It's quite tear-jerking, isn't it?
It was. It was very tear-jerking. The whole book was, honestly.
Oh, but he really helps me. He's promoted it on his social media, and I'm honored to have words of him in my book.
So at the start of your book, you start with your mother and introducing her. And I heard in a previous interview it was for the heartstrings. But my question to you, which you already know, is why the tulips? Why pink? That's a common theme that I've seen throughout the entirety of the book.
Well, tulips are my mom's favorite flower and mine, which I think is kind of neat because I never met her, but we both have the same similarities when it comes to our favorite flowers. And so I love that we represent now a mother's love, kind of unfolded. And pink was her favorite color, and it kind of was mine too. So it is significant. It shows up in and out of the story quite a few times.
And then in the story, also you talk a little bit about your high school crush that helped you. Can you tell us Wes's story?
Wes's story. Well, Wes was always such a good boyfriend too. So if he couldn't stay in town, he would just leave. We'd never know why. But while I was with my abusive first husband, hold on, let me drink. I prayed many times for God to send Wes back to me. I said, God, I'm sorry. I should have never let him go. He was so good to me. Well, anytime I'm being in trouble, here come Wes, my knight in shining armor, pull me out of trouble. But when he wasn't needed anymore, he was gone. He was always there when I needed him, though, and God always made sure of that. From when I was 16 up until I was 47, he was always there when I needed him to be.
Have you heard any news about your father's case since I know you guys you if I remember correctly, you exhumed the body and there was all these phone calls and stuff. Has anything happened since the last few years?
No, unfortunately, we have no answers about it, and everybody that was around at the time are now gone. They're deceased. Everybody that knew anything about it was that died right around the event. So, no, we still have no news. I just know one day I'm going to get my answers.
Yes. All right. And then next question is, how are the kids now? Now that they're all adults and living their lives.
They're all adults, yeah. My son is 29, actually. He just turned 29. My daughters are 30 and 34. So they're all grown, and David is still in the military. He plans to make a career out of it. He was in Alaska and me in Texas, so I very rarely got to see him. But now he's stationed about an hour and a half away from me, so we get to see each other more, and I'm so thankful for that because he's my baby. He might be 29, but he's still my baby, and he'll always be my baby.
It's a parent thing. My kids are my babies, and my oldest is 18, and my youngest is 13, and they'll always be my babies.
Well, funny story is, I always tell my girls they love to pick on David when he was little. I said, "Your little brother's not gonna be so little anymore when he grows up. He is 6'5", so he is no little anymore." And I told him, "I told you he was gonna be bigger than you one of these days."
That's it's funny too, because like my 13-year-old, he's already 6 foot tall and he's still growing. And then my almost
Wow.
18-year-old for my oldest stepdaughter, she's like 5'10", 5'11", and she's almost 18, like she'll be 18 this year, and she's still like she's almost done growing, but like he's already like caught up with her. It's insane. He's
I know
literally
David.
taller than her.
He had a growth spurt when he was 16. He was little with his dad. He came to visit me one day, and he came to the house. We had to duck to get in the door. I said, "Who are you? What did you do with my son?"
Oh, that was when he was living with his dad still?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was just like in 3 months time period, he grew.
Oh, that is crazy. And you said he does what in the Air Force again?
He's a post command officer.
Post command officer. Yeah, I was air transportations. I actually enrolled the same year, enlisted the same year he did. I started in 2013. I was in until 2021.
Yeah, he graduated in 2013. It was a week after his graduation. He went to the Air Force.
Nice. That
Has
is
my
so
made
good.
up.
Yes, thank you for your service for me. I come from a military family, so it's like I didn't have to go in, but it was one of those I felt like I should, and I love the experience.
Yeah, he's planning to make a career of it, and then when he gets out, he's going to be a Texas state trooper. Which why he wants to do that, I don't know, but he's following his grandpa's footsteps.
All right. And you have the new cover out, which your daughter Lana Faith designed. Can you tell us a little bit about the new cover?
Yes, it's got winding roads because you never know which path you're going to take in life, but God always directed me on the path I needed to be on. And it goes over valleys and mountains and crossing broken bridges because all the bad things that happened in my life that God made sure to get me over. And at the top, there's the cross. So it's just my path through life.
It's a very beautiful cover.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what are your next steps that you're planning on taking since it's already, you said you've already had an MSA for 5 years and they gave you originally a 5 to 7 year mark. Um, what do you plan on doing with the last few years that you have left?
I'm going to continue fighting. I always have the theme song, the Eye of the Tiger, in my head. You know, fight. Rocky, you seen Rocky when the boxer? That's my theme song in my head. And
That's a good
I
song.
just continue to fight hard as I can and continue to be on MSA Crusaders so I can share more of my story and others' journeys so people can learn about MSA. And I'm going to continue writing my next book, Unexpected Moments, continues in Beyond Heaven's Gates. This is the cover for it.
Oh, that is beautiful. Did your daughter design that one as well?
No, my son has somebody to do it for me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it starts with short stories about heaven's, you know, what's behind Heaven's Gates, what God had shown me little glimpses of through my MSA. And then it starts with back up, fixed up with Unexpected Moments continues. And it's going to share more of my life story. I've been through hurricanes. I beat cancer. I've beat abuse and domestic violence. To get me, most people would give up, but I gotta keep going. God doesn't want me to give up yet. He's got a story for me to tell.
Yes, a true inspiration. And do you have any advice for anyone else that's dealing with these problems, whether it be through the MSA or through the violence or anything else?
Yes, everything happens for a reason. Just remember that somebody's always got it worse than you. Always say, do not take life for granted. Being able to brush your hair, shower yourself, walk, things like that, because some of us can't do it anymore. And they're taken away from us, just like a rug pulling out from under your feet, So just know that things happen for a reason, and somebody's always got it worse than you. And God doesn't push you through more than you can handle.
All right. And I do recommend for those that are watching to read the book. Again, like I had at the very beginning of this video, the disclaimers, there are a lot of heavy content that are then rape, molestation, talk of suicide, uh, death, but if as long as you're okay with reading these topics, it's definitely a book that I recommend people reading. It it's a beautiful story, not the tragedy that you went through, but the fact that you're still here, you're still fighting, and I think it could be a real inspiration to those.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
And thank you so much for letting me do this interview. Is there anything you want to add before we wrap up the interview?
Just be sure to check out missionmsa.org to learn more about MSA and what missions MSA goal is in all this. And thank you for watching the interview.
Thank you again so much for tuning into the interview with Daisy. Again, all of her information is linked in the description below. And if you haven't already, please click like and subscribe for the video. Subscribe to our Patreon. If you hit the bell, you'll be notified whenever videos or live streams come out. Uh, Again, also the link for the organization for MSA is linked in the QR code above. That's been on during the entire interview. And if you haven't already, the Patreon will have our full unedited interview, including all these mess ups that I'm doing right now. Yeah.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching.
You can check out our website for all the content we produce.
Clicking all those YouTube buttons makes it so you see more content from myself and the other amazing creators at Kai's Korner Productions. All donations help us produce more stuff like that for you.
See you guys in the next one. Peace.